Ziggity Zig talking his way out of bronze game number 80, a very extra special game which found myself, that guy Griff, and there's Tom. Already starting with the foul language. Three of us decided that we're all on at the same time. All of us used to live in the same town. Tom moved away, but we're still around. Of course, it took, mentioning my machine is not doing so well, but we decided some 3v3. So here we are up against Fusion, Orange, spawned as Orange, lucky there, and RTXDLitEwar, I don't know, something like that. So let's have a quick peek over here, and what we decided to do. Here's me, all trying our 9 pylon. There we go. There's Griff's 9 pylon, Tom's 9 pylon. We're all doing all right. I wonder if I could show. Yeah, there's all three of us. Anyway, I'm probably not going to show much of that. How I'd love to show everyone's nameplate, but it's just not going to happen. So we decide. Well, I decided to go scout because we kept going up against random. Well, this was the very first game that we decided. And we said, here's the plan. It makes sense to try, if one of us does air, one of us does robotics bays, and the other of us does gateway. So then we decide that between all of us, Griff is easily the best at gateway because he always tends to go Archon, DT, he gets a really nice cross-section of everything, and he's the best at going Archon. Tom was most comfortable going air, and I was most comfortable going Robo. So I was gonna, Tom was gonna bring out some Void Rays, some Phoenix. I was gonna bring out some Immortals and some. If I was gonna bring out Immortals and Colossus, why don't I have any gas yet? Oh noes, bad news. What's my bad news? There was a lot of chat in this one as well. It was actually kind of fun playing 3v3, and so this was us. So after my initial scout here, we just learned there was 2 Toss and a Terran. So it's 5 Protoss in this one. It's crazy. One of the matches, we decided to do all 5 placement matches, and they were just hilarious. This was the first one, and the first one, oddly enough, was the most successful, despite how slow my build was. I managed to continue my scout, but here comes a scout on the rest of us. Griff already got his first Zealot. I'm choosing to not do a thing about that. And Tom does not appear to have anything either. Let's have a look here, see if we can get a couple of units. Yep, Griff is the first one. See, this is why we put him on gateways. He gets his army out pretty darn fast. What is the most obvious thing I can put on here? Maybe? No. Resources? No. I don't know. Let's try units. So, boosting some gas. Decide to get a forge. Why did I decide to get a forge? Probably just because I was slightly worried about getting locked in. So, we did struggle a little bit early on. Well, not really struggle, we just weren't quite ready. So here's Griff. He's joining up here. There's something really fascinating. We just thought this was quite possibly the most ridiculous thing you can ever do. So there's a forge coming in, and I've got my robotics facility. So what I didn't do in this game, and I got better at in the other games, is I would make, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 robotics facilities, which was very handy. So in this case, I was just deciding, all right, well, I'll just move up a couple of my units and get pylon blocked because I'm an idiot. Griff's still working on all of these units. Tom decides not gonna bother with any gateway units whatsoever. He does decide to get the. Oh, he's going for air upgrades. Well done. Look at that. So he's got a Void Ray. His first Void Ray is already coming out. I got my first Observer coming out, so I'm pretty much in charge of the Observer scouting. Getting another Immortal up there, so it feels really weird because you think to yourself, oh, I don't have much, we're all just sort of on tiny units like this, so I'm just trying to pump Immortals as fast as I can. Probably get down my my bay at the moment. I can't even see anything at all now, so I'm gonna get rid of that. So there's me still scouting, finding no expo. No expos down in the front bit. So I decide to sit here and hold out. So we just keep sending our units out here to the middle. So Tom's got got 3 Void Rays, 2 Stargates building right now. There we go with the Robotics Bay, so I'm still trying to get my Immortals out. Here's where we're kind of joining all our units. So there you go, so I saw a small amount of army there, and this is some serious production right there. 3 forges, really? And this is when I noticed this. So I managed to ping this little expo down here. I don't check the top side because I only have the 1 observer because I'm an idiot. There we go, there's my ping, look at me go. And so here's... Tom says I could probably take that with the Voids. Here's my little units with the Robo Bay. There's Griff's little gateway units. But at the same token, Griff is also expanding. He does not yet... Oh, there we go. Twilight Council is working on Blink. So he's doing the full-on thing to get the gateway units up as high as possible. I think I got the Forge, and I started trying to work on some... Yep, there we go. So I was at +1. And then, just because I had it, I decided to do a little bit... Oh, I got the Warp Prism out because I thought for some reason that this was off on an island. We didn't know squat about this map. Well, at least I certainly did. Tom mentioned that he had done something on the map before, but I sure hadn't. So here I am, still trying to do my part. Still trying to get a couple of Immortals out. The bay is done. I am just so low on gas that I need to start worrying about this. So I decided to get a couple of cannons in just in case, using the Warp Prism as pre-powered areas. And they were asking me for a bit more sight because I was dropping the ball on observers. But working all right there, so I just had to split up my guys. Once I realized that this wasn't actually an island, I think this one, oh no, this is just blocked off by rocks, so it's kind of an interesting way of doing things. I'm a little bit worried about this over here, but since the rest of us were kind of working on ours as well, all I needed really was more gas. So now that I had the gas going, I was able to get, there we go, there's some more Colossus. So here's Griff's army. He did quite well because in one aspect, Gateway is probably the easiest to mass pretty quickly and do rather well at, but the same token, it's probably he's the quickest between most of us on this kind of thing. Tom's got his army of Void Rays way here at the back. So we decide to finally do something about this over here, and we go in and we take this out. Now, while we're taking this out, I believe he comes at us from behind my... I set my observer up somewhere else. Now, do I still have... There's an obs right there. My army arguably isn't doing much about this. I just decide that I'm going to try to hold them off. The other cool thing I do is I grab my Colossus and I walk up here and I just wait this because I see the Griff has already taken out this base down here. So I thought, well, I might as well take out a few buildings while I can. And while I'm taking that out, here comes I see, fair enough, and here comes an army, and I think, fine. This army, I'll take out a bit of it, but once I see this is starting to get a little bit outnumbered, I'm gonna leave. And so I backed away. And then decide, alright, so I took out quite a number of production facilities, and here comes a piece of an army there. I've set my observer just to have a peek and see whether they've expanded over on that side. But at this point, here is our combined Robo army and Gateway army. Tom's saying just 1 sec. I have no idea why. He's got 2 more. So he's got three facilities right now. Can't even tell you how many gateways Griff's got. He's probably got quite a lot. Oh, and he's building 1 or 2 more. Derp. How many do I have? 2 Robo base. That's all I've got. That's all I'm doing. Put down the Twilight Council in order to start working on some more. And I just see, I go more for units than anything else, and I just do not have the facilities for this. So trying to slightly micro and keep my stuff out of the way, keep my Colossus away from the Vikings is pretty much top priority. Here comes some more dudes that I probably could have taken out from the other side. Tom says incoming. We think, oh, you mean incoming at us? Here's the tricky thing about being all Robo is you can't really do much with air. But then your friend comes in with this, and you just absolutely stomp everyone. So there's the Gateway army, the Robo army, I get myself slightly out of position, but luckily I keep remembering the reposition, so I lead them back into the big wall of hurt. He's at 2-2. I'm only at 1-1. Let's see what Tom's got right now. Tom's at 1-1 air, which is pretty impressive for what he's got. Yeah, I keep finding myself out of position, and I was woefully underpowered. I was not very useful in this first game just because I kept rallying my robo-bays to, well, units that didn't quite stay alive. So, this was me continuing on, and my goodness, if this idea didn't just totally work a number of times. So here we are, and we just decided to move. We tried to keep together as much as possible, but where we got rather lucky, and that the three armies did okay on their own, and it was just kind of surprising to accidentally run into one army and accidentally run into another army. We just kept that in the ears. Oh, the wall! Oh, the conga line of pros running into the big ball of death. That never goes well. And here we are down here trying to take this out. I've got another 6 Colossus going. So there's my con. At this point, I just said, this may not be efficient, but it really is just a whole lot of fun. If you design specific roles for everybody, such a good time. Just, we had a really good time playing this game. I certainly did. We had such a good time playing this first game that we said, well, we got 4 placement matches to go. Let's just, you know, give her. So I keep getting supply blocks, but I keep getting my robo-bays up front. I think I built another one, so woo, 3. Look at me go, but it was mostly the supply that I started having a bit of a problem with. I have kind of an erroneous observer down there.
Your allies are in battle.
We came in and we sort of swiped their base from one side to another side. I mean, I actually started splitting up my Colossus with my Immortals, just because my Colossus were, I don't know, I think I just accidentally split them up and then kept them separated, just kept blowing stuff up. So there's Tom's air army, still doing rather well. 4 kills, 8 kills, 11 kills on that carrier. I mean, look at some of these guys down here. 3, 6. So we just the Archon's 4. Only 1 on that one. There's going 21 on that Archon. Hero Archon. There's an Executor right there for you. What about some of my Colossus? They're mostly into, yep, 14, 5, 8, 3. It'd be interesting to see who has the highest number. But at this point, we just sort of spread out and just killed everything. Such a good time playing this game. And then, so we played the second game. The second game, we won. Third game was when, what happened? Third game, we did get outplayed. And then the fourth game, I think we got cheesed. Just about everybody got cheesed there. And then there was the 5th game. This is the 5th game in our placement series. Now, I gotta tell you, after our placement series, we did get placed in 3v3 bronze, so my diamond 2v2 play did not come through. However, gotta show you this. We were up against some randoms here. So here's Tom there. Oh, I should probably put it on Zig, because at this point, so Tom decides to get all smart. So I say, now I'll scout, because I had scouted for the first 3, but then when we were up against 3 Protoss in game 4, I just said, no, I'm not going to scout this time. Never said, what about scout? What about scout? Apparently I was the only one who could go scout. Fast zealot. So I just reply with, close your doors. If we're up against 3 dudes that are random, I mean, this map, we did play this once, and just, you have this tiny little door, close it off. So that's what I did. I came up here, I started my wall. Griff kind of started the wall. Tom did. Oh dear. Oh dear. So I decided to go scout.
You must construct additional pylons.
And in my scouting, this was the thing. There was complaints the entire time. Well, the fun thing was that after this game. So there we go. I got a Zerg. What else do I got? And did I see a pool? So I come up here and bam, look at that. 215 pools done. 7 pool. So I had my gate down. I had my gate down already. Griff had a gate down, but oh, that's a big space. Yeah, I was doing alright because I can put another building right there and then just plonk a pylon, which is I think what I did. Tom's in a bit of trouble because he didn't block off. I was worried. I thought 3 randoms, I better make sure I'm ready for cheese. And I think I pointed it out. No, I don't type it yet. Yep, cannon rush from this guy. So these are just 3 randoms, all of which do the cheeses. And I think these, I think they probably all play together. Because what were their names? Peacebreaker, Zero, and Humberrie. And then this is when we start worrying, saying, do you want me to start worrying about this? We got, yeah, 2 cannon rushes, and oh, there we go. So that one already got in. This one already got in. These already got in, but alright, I'm gonna back up and show you something. Back up a little bit more. Back up a little bit more. Back up a little bit more. So that was, I had noticed the pool. So what did I do? I was ready, and I get this, and bam. 2 minutes 47 seconds, I have a wall. I am walled in. Tom is very exposed. Griff has a sizable hole. So 2:47, I am ready after seeing that 6 pool. I didn't shout it out to my team, but okay, yeah, he already had the probe in his base. So had he come from my base, I would have been screwed too. Oh yeah, he's already in there. So these guys are good. We found out these are 3 gold players, which against us, yeah, it's kind of sucky. So Peacebreaker's already in here. Meanwhile, here we go. Humberrie is coming down to Tom, and the cannon rush is starting over on this side because Tom's trying to start that. Look at this. Yeah, he's down here. So he's got Lings, Isaiah Ahel. They're after my 2 friends. Meanwhile, look at me. I just screw you guys. I walled off.
Your allies are in battle.
Oh no, here comes an overlord. So poor Tom. Tom is totally screwed by this point because look at this. He did the lower wall. These guys know these maps so well. So here they come. And they're coming in against Griff as well, and this cannon rush is totally taking him down. I don't know that Griff has... he's not got many probes left. He's not going to last long because the cannon rush, coupled with the 6 pool... There's Peacebreaker up on this side, so... Peacebreaker has pretty much taken out Griff. Humberrie has taken out Tom. I survived for like a minute. And here comes my scout back. Hey guys, how's it going? I didn't make a forge, but the problem is you can't use your friend's power, so I couldn't even put down some cannons right there. And who's this? Oh, he did have a couple. Yeah, Peacebreaker's got 2 there. He's got 1. Tried coming in after me, but didn't do so well. So here's what I tried to do now. Now that my wall was up, I said, oh man, we're in trouble. So I was kind of hoping, there goes Griff. Griff has now officially left me. So I made a little bit of coin. That did okay. And I think Tom makes a Simpsons reference and then is pretty much done. He has 1 building. Oh. Well, that's curious. I didn't know that Tom had done that. That's kind of pretty cool. So he starts in at some gold. Meanwhile, I try ineffectively to get a few more units out. So I got a sentry, which is handy. I think at some point, how am I doing here? Doing all right for saturation, so I can't really worry too much about. Oh, and here comes the probe, who probably is going to notice Tom's base any second now. So Griff has left the game. He's actually talking to us in party chat at this point because he's sort of saying, oh, that game sucked. I'm like, what game sucked? I'm still going. I'm fine. Well, fine. I'm unattacked. So here's me, and I finally get... Tom finally leaves. I don't know...
Research complete.
That's probably why. So I get Tom's resources as well. So now I'm all set. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, what am I going to do now? So I'm just trying to make as much of a play for this as possible. I managed to get a robo facility. So this is kind of a 3-gate, a really late robo though, but a 3-gate robo nonetheless. 8 minutes coming in.
Your allies' base is besieged.
So I have to get the forge out of the way, so I lay down another forge over on this side because I need to use this corridor forge, not one of the most useful things I have. So now I start to get into it. And I start thinking to myself, I wonder what the possibility is that if they only went cheese, I might be able to do something here. Maybe. So I start looking around. This is when I noticed, yeah, just a small amount of that, and then, ooh, what was that coming down this way? That was probably quite a lot of stalkers. Yeah, there's some stalkers right there. So these guys managed to get out of the cheese pretty quickly, which was what made me think that, yeah, these guys are pretty good. So there's all the roaches. Tried to put up a couple force fields, that didn't work, and then comes in with the rest of the army. So my push out didn't work so much. So I need to. Oh man, look at this army. This isn't good. I managed to do a little bit of damage, but then I think, oh, you know what? Maybe I better come back and utilize some of my cannons. And I get him choked, which is good. I probably should have done something. I don't know, some huge, crazy, baddie. I don't know. Stargate? But since he mostly had stalkers and roaches, I thought, okay, really got to pump these immortals, really got to get these immortals out here. Go, go, immortals, go, go, immortals and +1, immortals and +1. But at this point, I think they were probably already at that. They had +1. He had +1. Roaches weren't quite there yet. I think the Zerg player was probably the worst of the three, so they've sort of abandoned themselves right there. Here I am, last man standing. Here they all come to do their business. Here's a small force of orange, larger force. Oh, overseers, trouble. Yeah, they've started up. Larger force of yellow. I don't know. With a bit better play, I probably could have done it a little better on this, but I needed probably some more sentries. Sentries might have been able to hold this, but there's no way I could hold on no expos. Each of them are on 2 bases by this point, and they just had me. Some of them on 3 bases. The Zerg's going for his 3rd. I held for as long as I could, and I thought I did all right. Probably should come back towards my cannons here, but in the end, it was 3-on-1, and it just wasn't going to happen. But I tried as hard as I could. That's my phone. To signify death is done. So my only reply, I tried. I walled off. Would the wall off have worked? Maybe. The wall off would have helped Tom. If Tom had walled off, we might have done better. If Griff had a slightly faster wall off, that one might have done it. But regardless, that was the beginning and the end of our 3v3 adventure. So that was what happens when me and Tom and Griff get together and try some 3v3. So give it a try. It's a good time if you just mix it up like that. Put people in charge of different units. I mean, we had the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force almost kind of right there. Leave me a comment, send me an email, ziggyzig@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter @ZiggyStarcraft. Or this, stay tuned.